Old and Naked here with another Halo 4 campaign mission walkthrough, and today I'm going to show you how to get both campaign challenges for the week of June 9th through the 15th in one run. And actually I'm going to be just demonstrating three options. The first is He is Made of Iron, which requires a completion of any mission on Heroic or higher with the Iron Skull activated. And the second is Pinball, which requires completion of any mission on Heroic or higher with the Tilt Skull activated. And so the first option here is using the Forerunner mission, and there's Iron and Tilt, and I actually turned on Grunt Birthday Party as well to better see Grunt headshots at distance. This is what I would consider the easier version, and it's actually the hardest of the three options that I'm going to demonstrate. So anyway, here we go. This is one of the few campaign missions that doesn't start with a cutscene, but we'll go ahead and grab that auto sentry and take off. Head for the terminal up here. Now the second or easier mission is Reclaimer that starts around the 1843 mark, and the third or easiest version of this is the Shutdown mission, which starts around the 34-minute and 6-second mark, just in case you want to skip this one. And I was kind of nodding off there momentarily before I skip this cutscene. We don't have to watch all this. I was on vacation there for a second. Okay, come out of the cutscene, turn left and go through the portal. And now what I'm doing here is I'm pacing myself with sprint and regular pace. I go back to full sprint after counting to 4. Okay, and right about here, go ahead and throw up the auto sentry, and then haul it down the right side. The crawlers are focusing on the auto sentry for the most part. We'll start getting tagged right about here, but plenty of shielding left. Get across the bridge. And now we got a forced cutscene coming up here with the first of the Promethean Knights that we'll see. And it goes away. No big deal. And our first actual firefight will be with 6 crawlers, a Watcher, and a Knight. And actually I'm going to take the Knight out before the Watcher. The crawlers will be coming down that cliff face over there. And if I were a better shot, I could probably take most of them out. But just got one. Now the Knight and the Watcher will always hang back here. The Knight will advance after we take out all 6 crawlers. So that's 2 down. Alright, that's 3 down. That's 4. There's 5. I believe there's 1 more. And sometimes it takes a while to coax him out. Here he comes. Okay, now the Knight will advance on me now. So I'm going to haul it back here, and the idea is to get him in patrol mode so he turns his back on me and I can rush out and backsmack him and destroy him that way. And in this particular run, he's proving to be a little difficult. Whoop, here he comes. See, he came a little late there. And actually I didn't get far enough back here, so he's going to see me. Like so. I'm getting the heck out of dodge here. Now, in this particular run, I'm going to take him on face on and do a circle melee. I got to move him back a little bit. And what's going to happen is I'm going to rush right at him. He's going to try to melee me. I'm going to sidestep him, swing around right here. See that melee? Just strafe one way or the other, and then swing around behind him and backsmack him. That's plan B, to be quite honest. Plan A was to get him just walking away from me. Okay, now grab this light rifle, and I'm going to take the Watcher out. Not too difficult. There we go. And on to the next encounter.
When the big ones explode, That momentary flash we're seeing.
I was kind of looking for a suppressor there. There's an ammo crate inside this doorway that will now open.
So far, I pulled multiple
After I take out all the
Prometheans.
Prometheans. I'm going to just grab a suppressor here. It's just
Beyond that, though, things get a bit
not a bad backup weapon to have. Full ammo. Okay. And notice I'm not sprinting here. I want a full sprint when I come out this doorway because there's going to be several knights materializing there, and I just want to run right by them. And then to the left, there's going to be some crawlers coming out of that cave, and I'm going to run right by them too.
The relay interference is increasing. We must
Come up here and get full ammo on the light rifle, throw up an auto sentry, step back momentarily, and then just haul it down here, following this path through this little cave, up this rocky path here, and through this doorway. And so that's essentially a rush. We just rushed through everything without having to fire at any of the enemies. We didn't have to take them on.
That's me.
Now when we come out here,
Something about
we're going to be rushing to a certain point. Jump down on this rock right here and just run right by these crawlers. They're territorial. They will not come back at you from behind. And there's going to be several more crawlers up here. And I'm just going to run right by them if I... Okay. Whew. Sometimes they'll turn and fire, and sometimes they'll just keep running. So what we're doing is we got to take out 3 power sources. So this is the first one we're going to take out right here. Just melee to do that. And I'm going to step back here just momentarily because I'm surrounded by crawlers, and there's a knight and a watcher, I think, up above me or nearby. And I'm watching my motion sensor to see what kind of activity I've got here. I noticed that crawler ran away, so I just hauled it out of there. Follow this path around to this rock right here and take out this crawler. And notice that the other 2 retreat. And then there's the second power source. Take that out. 3 shots from the light rifle will do it. And then haul it for the pylon entrance right by the crawlers. Okay, and then come up here, and we're going to grab full ammo for the light rifle, and we're going to take out the 3rd power source with a grenade. That's in that little structure right there. There it goes. And that drops a barrier up here at the top so I can get to an elevator to get to the top of the pylon. That's why we had to take out those 3 power sources. That was pretty easy. Alright, go ahead and activate the elevator and take the slow Forerunner elevator up.
They must have intercepted our distress beacon.
The beacon was pulled into Requiem with us. If they try to follow it,
They'll get caught in the gravity well. I'll keep trying to warn them. You just get that beam down. That's the beam control.
Okay, let's come up here and select this to get the beacon deactivated.
It's working. The signal from the relay is starting to clear up.
But of course there's still too much interference, so we just got to keep pushing ahead to the second pylon, take out the second beacon.
they haven't hit the gravity well yet.
There's still too much interference to warn them. We've got to disable that other beam before they're pulled in like we were.
Or beam or beacon or whatever it is. Okay, through this portal.
What are they doing here?
They're heading to the second pylon as well.
Okay, there's an ammo crate right here in case you forgot to get light rifle ammo before.
Sounds like the Prometheans don't want the Covenant here either.
Alright, out here to the left, and now we're going to do the 3 rock skip to bypass a big firefight.
Drop pod.
Okay, as soon as you hear drop pods, haul off and sprint to this rock right here. There's a couple of Promethean knights across the way, and what I'm doing is making sure their attention is diverted elsewhere. A sprint jump across this little rock, up here, sprint jump to the second rock, Okay, and then sprint jump over here to the third rock. That's the 3-rock skip. Come around here, take out that knight with a nice little circle melee. Should have plenty of time to do that, and just run right by the watchers. And we got another knight right here. Now we gotta actually run right by him, but I'm going to go ahead and circle melee him. And he's gone. Make sure you aim up a little bit when you do that. Sometimes when you hit them too low, they won't, you know, their shields will hold. Okay. And right now I'm waiting for these grunts to move down a little bit, and then I'm just going to sprint for that cave opening right there. And if I can take out an elite or two, I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, through the cave. When we come out the other side, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to sprint into this Forerunner structure right there. And now we're getting close to doing the second pylon skip.
They found the opening.
This one's a little trickier. Okay, position the ghost so that you don't, door opens, you don't do that. Okay, either get that elite out of the way, or now notice he jumped into the to the Banshee, but he kept it low, so I had plenty of time to come back and hijack it. Yeah, oh crap! The idea there is to get him out of the way or splatter him, and then grab the Banshee. But I got away with it, and now I'm heading up to the pylon tower here, and I'm going right at this circle as far as I can go, and then turn right and down, and we're actually going to go out of the map a little bit, down through here, a little gap in the bottom of the map. So essentially we're out of the map right now, and then we're going to come back up. Now probably be getting fired at from a Banshee. See that Banshee right over there to the left? But because we've got the tilt skull on, the Banshee has double armor, so it can take a lot of fire. And then up through here. Alright, and then up, then back down. Now we're at the top of the pylon. Stay inside this little structure right here. Follow this route. Notice the screen freeze. Park it, jump out. Now what I want to do is go back down towards the entrance here, where the elevator is, and that gets that waypoint activated. So the activate beam thing comes up, or activate the deactivate thing. Or a tongue twister there. Okay, there goes the second beam. Alright, and now we're on our way to the next area through this portal.
Once we're on the satellite, there's bound to be a central control point.
Okay, just straight ahead to the next portal.
This doesn't make any sense.
And when we come out, there'll be a phantom dropping off, a jackal sniper, and 4 grunts. And we want to take that sniper out first. Take him out there if we can, like so, before he even gets to the deck. And that's exactly why I turned on Grunt Birthday Party, so I could see those headshots when I got them. Okay, once we've got them all down, the 4 grunts and the sniper, there's 2 doorways here. Go to the left, the Prometheans are winning a firefight. Go to the right, the Coveys are winning a firefight. I happen to prefer going to the left. Some people prefer the right. I prefer the left. Alright, now this first area here, I'm just very carefully picking my way up to the right here. And at this point, I'm just going to start sprinting like crazy. Right over that grunt. There's Promethean Knight there, but notice that the Coveys and the Knight are engaged, and he just totally ignored me to the last second. And when I came through this doorway, I immediately turned right in case he threw a pulse grenade at me. And I noticed that I went to that ammo crate, got full ammo on the light rifle. Now out here, there's 2 watchers I want to take out. There's one, and I'm looking for the second one. I know he's around there somewhere. And while I'm waiting for him, I'll reload. I'm not going to bother with it. There he is. I'm not going to bother with the Knight. And the whole reason for that is in case the Knight went out, I wanted to make sure that the watcher didn't respawn him. Alright, now back up, and again, I'm going to pick my way very carefully up here. Okay, now, yeah. Okay, good. I got him throwing grenades at me. To get that Yep, got him throwing grenades at me too. Good. To get them focused on me close up and in the grenade throwing animation, I just fired at them. So I stayed far enough away so they didn't try to melee me, but close enough so they went in grenade throwing animation and stuff firing. And as soon as that turret fired, I just took off. I'm just running right by all these guys. And again, I'm firing at the knights just to kind of confuse them, if you will, and just run right by them. That last knight was a binary rifle knight, by the way. I can take you out with one shot. Okay, I skipped that cutscene there after I put both hands on the double terminals, and the didactic has totally fooled us. Alright, now we've got the big ghost run here to finish this mission. Now, something that I learned was that there's all kinds of stuff falling around, down, and moving left or right, and all kinds of debris going on. And it's all time for when it'll crush you if you come out of boost. Now, what I found was that if I pump my left trigger, my boost key, I can maintain control, slow down, but the game thinks that I'm still in full boost. And that's what I did there, just to get myself positioned properly. I'm doing the same thing here, and then when I run across these big gaps, I'm at full boost. When I come out of them, I start pumping the trigger to make sure I have control, then back to full boost. And when I come out here, notice I was sliding a little bit, I started pumping the trigger, make sure that I had total control of the ghost. And then went back to full boost. There's a tricky little S-curve up here. And right about here, I go back into pumping the trigger. Notice I'm slowing down, but the game thinks I'm at full boost, so I have plenty of time to get past all the debris falling down, and I'm not going to get crushed. Again, same thing here. I'm pumping the trigger to keep control. Yeah, I almost lost it there. Ooh, almost lost it there. But again, I'm pumping the trigger so it thinks I'm at full boost. Alright, through the cave area. Everything's blowing up around me, but I make it. Alright, when I get out in the open, I go into full boost. But here, when I come back down to land, I'm pumping the trigger again. Pumping the trigger. Full boost. Pumping the trigger. Just make sure I have control. And now I'm at full boost here. I want to go to the left and swing back right a little bit. Alright, here I'm pumping the trigger again. Notice I'm a little wobbly. I just want to make sure I have control. Pumping the trigger through here. Notice I'm slowing down, but the game still thinks I'm at full boost. So it's not going to drop anything on my head or in front of me. Okay, pumping the trigger a little bit and full boost. And we're almost at the end. Pumping the trigger a little bit. And oh, look out. Thought I lost it there, but never give up. Okay, got just enough time to get across, and that's the end of the mission. That will get you both challenges because I had tilt and iron turned on. Go ahead and skip the cutscene. So we'll see the end of mission symbols followed by the challenges popping. But if you decide to use this mission for your challenge, I hope this helps you in your quest for He is Made of Iron and Pinball for this week. We're on to the second and easier approach, which is coming up now, and that is Reclaimer. And in this particular one, I'm just turning on the required skulls because I'm really not going to fire a shot, except for the Lich. That's where I fired in a sniper rifle. I don't need the Grunt Birthday Party. I don't need any other skull here. But this option 2 is a little bit easier than the Forerunner mission, but it does have a lot of skips and tricks to it, so one does have to master some of these techniques and tactics that we use. A lot of speedrunning stuff in here. Alright, instead of going to the Mammoth, I'm going to come out here and turn left. And then just follow this along this little ridge line here to these two flat rocks out here in the distance. Go past the rocks, turn around, and then Captain Del Rio appears. And notice the waypoints lighting up on the mammoth, and that essentially gets the mammoth moving a few seconds quicker. Speed running technique there. Alright. I'm not speed running this particular mission, but by using the techniques that I'm using, I can do it in less than 15 minutes, whereas doing it the long, hard way takes quite a bit longer. Alright, notice that I swapped out my AR for a sniper rifle. And we'll just go for a little ride. Now, I do use two neat little ghost jumps here to speed up the mission. And in reality, you really don't have to use those. There are other versions of this run that are a little more conservative, but again, it takes a lot more time. And mastering these two jumps saves a lot of time in the mission and actually makes it a little more fun to do. Okay, now when Commander Lasky comes on, talks about the Cubbies digging in on the ridgeline ahead, that's our cue to run off, sprint jump, and jetpack and coast over to the right ridge, and then just take off sprinting. As soon as I lose sprint, I will regular pace for 4 seconds, a count of 4, and then go back into sprint, like so. And instead of riding the mammoth all the way down and using the hog to get the target designator, this is using a slightly, kind of like a backdoor approach. And this is a little rock I'm running at right here. Jump jetpack up to this little ledge. Sometimes if you hit it just right, you get a super jump all the way to the top. Get full boost back on the jetpack, and then jump jetpack up here, and then run right off the edge and use the jetpack at the last second to slow descent. And then we're going to sprint along the edge of the acid stream and jump jetpack up and over the pelican there, and then grab the target designator and put the first shot on the particle cannon. It takes 2 with the tilt cannon on to take it out, by the way. Notice I jumped in that ghost and parked it right about here, and I'm waiting for my target designator to recharge. And as soon as it does, I'll put my second shot, like so, and immediately jump back in the ghost. And we're going to come up this real tight little path here, up here, strafe left. Okay, and then notice everybody's firing at me. Just work our way here, and now we do the jump and a boost, nose up. Oh, got a little lucky there. Thanks to tilt, I have extra shielding on the ghost, so it survived that pretty good. And right about here, I go ahead and coast a little bit to get full boost back, because I got 2 phantoms up there plus Cubbies on the ground. So this is kind of a gauntlet we're running. But notice we make it fairly easily. They're not very good shots on heroic difficulty. Not like legendary. Alright, let's get full boost back and follow this path. Okay, hit the jump key right about here. That brings the nose up. That's what I did on that first jump, by the way. You hit the jump key and hold the jump key down. That'll bring the nose of the ghost up. Forgot to mention that. Alright, we're headed for the force field here. And we're going to do one of the oldest Halo tricks in the book. Was jump out of the ghost right through the force field. Now when right as I was sliding the ghost up there, I was looking dead to the right so that I would jump out of the ghost to the right and through the force field. If you're coming in from the other way, you'd want to look dead left to jump out left through the force field. And now we're on to the Lich. We're actually on to the second particle cannon. And again, I'm just kind of pacing myself here. Now, right when Commander Alaska comes back on the comm, that tells me that the mammoth is in position. put a shot on the particle cannon. So let's go ahead and put our first shot on it. Remember, it takes 2. There it goes. Pretty big target, by the way. Alright, grab the ghost, come up to this little ledge like so. And park it right here. And I'm going to do another little trick. I'm going to run right into this rock and boost. And I get extra boost out of that. All the way up here. And to this ledge. And as soon as I get target designator recharged, I fire. And that's going to activate the lich down below me. And we're going to jump and boost and coast down here to the top of the lich. Run through that entrance. Go ahead and smack it one time. 2 shots with a sniper rifle. That takes care of the lich. We just bypassed a major battle here. And this little trick makes the mission a lot easier. Okay, notice I run right back out of the lich and jump and jetpack down. Boost and coast. Down back to the ghost. Took the ghost off the ledge with full boost with the nose up. Now right at the last second I pulled back on both sticks to soften the landing. We have to wait until this invisible wall goes away. There it goes. And now we're going up to a next little trick here that is a really neat little ghost jump. Alright, and you want to lead with the right wing there, and I was kind of futzing around here on this run. You want to get through these 2 trees in this little gap here. And there we go. And then over the edge here, pull back on both sticks for a soft landing. Line up right there. Boost and nose up. Halfway across, jump out. And note, I'm boosting and coasting. And notice how easy it is for me to get across. I actually came out a little right. Sometimes it's a little tougher, but I got across the gap. Now I'm going to run up here. Run right into this rock face and then boost. And that gives us extra boost on the jetpack. We're going to do the same thing up here. Sprint right into this rock face and boost up. And it gives us extra boost. And now we're on our way to Sniper Alley. And we're going to do the Sniper Alley skip. Which is probably the toughest battle in this mission if you were to actually do it. Okay, I need to invoke a checkpoint up here. And I actually went a little bit too far on this particular run. All I had to do is get to this little spot right there, and I just kind of, when I spun around, I was going in the wrong direction. So that cost me a few seconds in the run, and I got the Jackal snipers firing at me. Okay, but turn around and come back. And we're going to do another little boost up the rock face here. See where that little slit is in the rock? Just to the right of it. Run right into it and jetpack up, aiming a little left as we go up. We want to get to this little ledge right there. And then up here, sprint jump and jetpack across. Again, this wasn't perfect, but okay. I bumped into that little rock face here. We're going to jetpack over to here, sprint jump and jetpack up. And then boost and coast around here. We've got to get a little height to pull this off. Okay, waiting for boost to come back and run right through the rock. And just boost and coast across, like so. Okay, and then straight up. Ooh, I didn't know there was a soft kill zone there. Okay, I actually went a little high. That takes a little practice, but once you master it, you essentially bypass the Sniper Alley firefight, which is the toughest one, I think, in this mission. And we're back in the Forerunner structure.
Breaking up. Coordinates received, Infinity.
And I'm going to go ahead and smack the door on this elevator. It tends to get the watcher out. Now, I've seen Legendary Smile and Sir Barry do neat skips here where they actually kind of jetpack up on top of that elevator or that doorway and then jump out of the map. I haven't mastered that yet. One of these days I might try to demonstrate it in a run. But I'm still practicing that one because it is kind of tricky to do. A lot of precision and timing involved.
This could be a trap.
But what it does is it saves probably about a half a minute or so on the run. So it's a speed running technique. Okay, out the door, through the door. Don't worry about that sentinel on the left. He's just there to distract you. Straight ahead, through this doorway and to the right. We're headed for the particle cannon network control room, where we've got 2 more particle cannons to disable, and Cortana's going to do that once we get her in a terminal.
Looks like the place.
So you can see the waypoint down there. We need to put Cortana into the terminal, like so. And she's going to take out the 2 particle cannons that are denoted by the gold symbols on the left. The 2 on the right that are silver are the 2 that we've taken out. And then we're going to haul it back here. And then once Cortana takes the particle cannons out, you can see the spinning thingies ahead of us go dark. She's going to yell Chief because the librarian's got her, and then the Chief's going to yell Cortana twice. After he yelled the first time, we're going to do a sprint jump, and then stay up a little bit, because on the second one that light bridge appears. The second time he yells Cortana, the light bridge appears. That requires a little bit of timing, but again, it saves us a few seconds on the run. Okay, just follow through the alcoves there, down here, through the open doorway, and into the light. And this is the start of about a 2-minute cutscene where the librarian explains everything about the didact to us and buffs up the chief to withstand the composer, but we're going to skip all that. Now he's coming out of it. And as soon as we regain control, we'll head right over here and kind of hide momentarily. And we're waiting for the music to change. The waypoint lights up. Grab Cortana, then jump and jetpack over here to the left. Run down to the end of the room. Okay, and then sprint and jump down here. I'm not too worried about these crawlers. Just kind of jump and jetpack over them. I had plenty of shield left here, but notice I ducked a little left. I want to make sure that door closed behind me so I wouldn't keep taking fire.
It's a long story.
Okay, now we've got one more big skip to do.
The librarian filled
This is
me
a
in
neat
with
little
exactly
trick
what
where
you
we're going to bypass the final big firefight. And if you haven't figured out by now, this particular mission is full of skips and tricks. Okay, when we come out, we're going to run right down to here where these two ghosts are, and hijack one of them, like so,
What's our status?
and then haul it right here, this little crack here, push the jump key down to get the nose up, and then up and over the rocks, and we're going to head up the right cliff face here, or along the right cliff face here, and right about here, jump out to the right. Remember, I was looking right. Sprint over here, and then do that sprint into the rock and up. Give us the extra boost. And jump and jetpack, and jump and jetpack around this top of the cliff face here. On up here, and what we're doing is working our way around behind the force field so we don't have to take out any of the power sources and fight the big fight. And now we're headed for the target designator to take out the gravity well.
We're at the gravity well.
There we go. And there's the target designator. We grab it.
Line up the shot.
And that is essentially the end of this mission. So if you do this on heroic with tilt and iron on, using the techniques, tactics, and skips that I've demonstrated, you'll be able to get both challenges in about 15 minutes or so. I think it was a little bit less than 15 for me. And that's that. I'm going to go ahead and skip the cutscene now. We won't see the challenges pop because I already completed them in option 1 run, the Forerunner run. But now we're on to option 3, which is the easiest of the 3, which is Shutdown. And when all else fails, I'd go to Shutdown to do these any mission thingies. There's iron, tilt. I also turned on tough luck because in this mission I don't want the coveys retreating. I turned on cowbell for some extra explosive capability, and I turned on grunt birthday party so I could better see grunt headshots at distance. if you just want to get the challenge done, or the challenges done real quickly, this is really the mission to go to. This is extremely easy. Okay, we'll go ahead and skip the cutscene, and then head for the Pelican.
To create the Prometheans from ancient
He's got a jetpack there.
If he wants to finish the job, he'll have
We're gonna have a railgun and the DMR. Railguns are backup weapon, and in reality, I really don't use it in this mission. But it is a good backup weapon to have.
Forward autocannon, check.
Thanks to No Eyes 10, this mission you can do in under 10 minutes, and actually there's an even better no-shot approach that Legendary Smiles demonstrated. I think Sliding Ghost first showed Legendary Smile the trick. And he's actually done this mission in a little over 4 minutes, but I haven't mastered that trick yet, so I'm going to do it the slightly harder way, but still I'm doing it in under 10 minutes. But No Eyes 10 found that we could go straight to the third tower and come in through a little opening, so we don't have to fight our way through the first 2 towers to deactivate these traffic control beams. Yeah, that's what Cortana's trying to convince us to go to those 2 towers. But the tower I'm firing at is the one we want. That's the third tower. That will get us to the Didac ship inside the force field. Okay, just about there. Just kind of slide our way in here, and then down, and center the Pelican a little bit. This is not a speed run, but so I'm not really trying to be real quick. And then we're going to use the jetpack to jump up and jetpack through this little opening. Notice I pressed a little forward on my left thumbstick to help me get through, so I didn't bang my head there on the outside. And just now we're in the third tower. That 2 tower skip is essentially what makes this the easiest mission in Halo 4 to complete. Even on Eslazo, it's still fairly easy to complete. Some of the techniques change once we get in here, but it's still very doable. Okay, first up here, notice I kind of did a sprint jump across that gap. There's a couple of shielded jackals and a grunt over there. Okay, well at least I got one of the jackals and the grunt. Try to take all 3 of them out. I'm not a great shot, so. And then next up we got 4 grunts. Sometimes you can get all 4 of them easily, sometimes not. Even with tough luck on, these guys are retreating. And we got 2 plasma turrets up there, and manned by grunts, and ultimately would be manned by 2 elites. And I came up here and I took one out on the right, one out on the left, came up and swamped my railgun for a light rifle, because notice the elite on the right got on the gun. Took care of him. And the elite on the left got on the gun, and it's one of the benefits of tough luck. The elites don't take their, without tough luck, the elites sometimes take their time getting on the guns, or on the plasma turrets. And now for the grunts, if you aim just right of center and high on the right gun, and just left of center and high, there we go, on the left gun, you'll be able to get the headshots down. A lot of people waste ammo, but that's my tip of the day. And as one grunt gets taken out, another grunt will take its place, and so we can just sit back here and pop them at distance like so. Okay, it looks to me, oh, that other jackal retreated down the that little light bridge here. Well, that's a good thing. Alright, and I'm just taking a minute just to make sure that I've got no more grunts running up to the plasma turrets. Alright, come here and fill up with ammo on the light rifle again, and then up to this platform, and just making sure I got everybody up here. Yep. Okay, and then across the way there, there'll be 2 grunts and 3 shielded jackals. Go ahead and take them out. And then right here, coming up this platform, will be 1 or 2 shielded jackals. Now let's take the one out on the left first. Notice I hit him in the hand and knock him back, and it exposes his head, and then I can get a headshot on him. Okay. So we just want to clear that platform down there. That'll be 1 or 2 grunts and maybe another jackal or 2. There's the grunt. The jackal will come to me, and we got him. And I think I've just cleared that platform. So I'm going to come over here to the right and swap out my DMR for a fuel rod cannon. And now where that waypoint is another tower with 2 grunts and a fuel rod elite. And I want to take the 2 grunts out, like so, and then I was surprised at that elite. I guess he was dodging my shots, but he kind of retreated a little bit, but he'll come back. There he is. Yeah, he's dodging the shots. Just use the post there as cover, and he's fairly easy to take out, like so. Alright, now we're going to come over here to the left. We've just, on this level, we just got 2 hunters left.
Chief, head for one of those
And I'm going to grab this incinerator cannon.
Down.
Now, because tilt is on, and I'm such a terrible shot, it's going to take more than a few shots from the fuel rod cannon to take out the hunters. Normally it takes out, without any skulls on, it takes out about 5 direct hits, I believe. And he's kind of moving around a little bit, making it a little tough on me. Notice again, I'm using the pillar here as cover. I'm missing it. That was just such a terrible shot. Okay, I've taken the first one out. I don't have any ammo left here, so what I did, I decided to, well, I'm trying to make up my mind what to do here. I decided to go back and see if I can get some more fuel rod cannon ammo. Now that elite had a few shots left in his, but there is another, there is more ammo back here at that crate where I first got the fuel rod cannon. Back here. And that should be enough to take him out. Then I got lost. This is the wrong tower. And I'm looking for that waypoint again. Yeah, I kind of took a circuitous route back to the hunter here. Okay, now as it turns out, when I did this, when I ran back to get more ammo, the hunter went into a patrol mode. And he's at the far edge of the platform there, and so what I'm doing here is I'm hitting him with fuel rod cannon shots just to knock him off the end of the platform, and that made it a much easier kill. And once he's gone, the man cannon shows up here, or the sort of sonic elevator or whatever it is. Now switched over to the incinerator cannon, and there's an elite right there, and I really don't have to do that, but I like taking him out. Let's grab the Banshee, dip down and to the right, then back underneath this bridge area here. Don't worry about the soft kill zone, we'll be right back out of it. Go to the last downward stanchion and come back up to the second level, jump out, jump back down to the first level through the open doorway, and then jetpack up to avoid the fire from behind. And we're on our way to the end of the mission. Now it actually is pretty simple. Yeah, using these particular techniques and tactics, one can finish this particular mission in 10 minutes or less, easily. And, 2 minutes of it is getting to the third tower, and then we've got another minute or so watching all this stuff going on.
The ship's online. They're leaving.
Okay, we're waiting for, okay, gotta grab Cortana here. And she's gonna tell her
We can go across them
to
to get to the Didact ship.
Wait, across them?
track
Yes.
the liches.
There are several liches moving in formation towards the Didact ship.
Blah, blah, blah. We gotta wait for the
We're
screen
only
to come
going
up.
to have one shot at this. Okay?
Okay, there we go. Off and at 'em. Alright, and I'm ultimately going to skip this cutscene here, but there you go. There's 3 options for completing both challenges for this week in one run. He is made of iron and pinball. I hope this helps you in your quest for this week's weekly campaign challenges. This is Old and Naked signing off. Take care.